And we can talk and talk and talk about the mind, but what actually is it? And I like to use a lake analogy for the mind. You want to imagine the surface of the lake. Just the surface is the conscious mind. So that's our present moment experience. So it's what I'm thinking about right now, what I'm feeling, my emotional state right now, the whole thing. It's where my mind is at right now. But the body of the lake, the majority of the lake is the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind it's really critical that we learn to work with our subconscious mind if we want to improve the functioning of our minds. Because our subconscious minds, to a great degree, just kind of run the show, right? It's like when I'm driving a car, essentially it's the subconscious mind that can drive the car. My conscious mind can be thinking about a bunch of different things. It can be thinking about the news or singing a song or thinking about the past or the future, but my body keeps driving this car, And it's the subconscious mind that's driving the car primarily. And that's kind of the way our life goes. So if we're not able to get into that subconscious and upgrade the subconscious, we kind of stay stuck in the same old patterns of thinking and behavior. So I've subdivided the subconscious mind into 4 components. And these components overlap each other, but they're distinct nonetheless. And one of those components is the cognitive memory. Our memories of the past, how we can remember things, remember somebody's address or our memory. Another component to the subconscious mind is our procedural memory. And that's kind of like driving a car or walking. For example, when I'm walking, my subconscious mind just tells my body how to move. It's a procedure that I'm familiar with. It's not like I have to think consciously, okay, lift this leg up, move it forward, set it down. It just happens. That's procedural memory, which is a big deal. Because if we can improve our procedural memory, we can just develop really healthier habits of dealing with life. For example, I was talking about the optimal breathing, and we're breathing in. Just take an optimal breath right now if you want. Just feel the ribs expand. And lengthen the exhale. Yeah, take another breath in. Ribs expand. Lengthen the exhale. You notice, your body relaxes. You're getting more oxygen into your brain. It's kind of like a secret superpower you can access anytime, any place, And for me, I try and keep coming back to the optimal breathing as much as possible. But what I'm trying to develop is the procedural memory of when I'm stressed out, I automatically go into the optimal breathing. And I do that through training. I try and optimally breathe just periodically throughout the day. And then when I can remember when I'm stressed, I go into it and it helps take the edge off. It helps clear my mind, helps get my mind to that place of relaxed clarity. That's an example, and if we're able to do that, then we're actually getting into the subconscious and reprogramming that aspect of our minds. Another part of the mind is our subject library. That's part of the subconscious, and it's like what we're interested in. And we have a limited amount of shelf space. And we can choose what subjects we have, what books we have in our interest library. And that's another aspect that you can really work with. For example, for myself, over the years, I've been like, I don't know, into things that aren't so beneficial for me, like politics, for example. So I'm trying to reduce the amount of books and my interest on politics, and I'm adding books on hermetics and manifesting and, Tai Chi and all that. So I'm working with my subject library that's in my subconscious mind. I'm trying to add books. I'm trying to, reduce those volumes that are not benefiting me. But I'm getting in there. I'm working. I'm consciously getting in there and working the interest library. And the last component of the subconscious mind is the belief garden. Right? And that's where our beliefs are stored. It's important to realize that a lot of these things in our subconscious mind have just been handed down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. And it's up to us if we want humanity to evolve our own subconscious mind and do what we can to just pass that on. An example of like a belief, and probably an unproductive belief that most of us hold just because we're human beings, and our ancestors go back, 100,000 years or more, I don't know, But way back then, guess what? We had to fight over the water hole. We had to survive. So that's like kind of a really ingrained belief in us. We have to fight for survival, but now perhaps we can shift that into, no, we just need to cooperate with each other. We don't need to fight each other, we can cooperate. And that's something I'm working on in my subconscious mind, is just kind of replacing beliefs and working with my belief garden that way. And that's another reason I like the thank you practice, because as I repeat the phrase thank you in my mind, what I'm doing is I'm growing my plot of gratitude in my belief garden. I'm growing it. I'm telling my mind, again, this is about being empowered, right? I'm telling my mind, don't seek the positive. That's what I'm saying when I say thank you. And it can be a beneficial, good times, bad times. I've used it during interpersonal conflict, engaging, and then I'll just start saying thank you, and it'll just take the edge off and give me like a fresh perspective on the situation. But in general, just the more I practice that thank you practice, the more I'm growing my plot of gratitude in my belief garden. And ideally, as the plot of gratitude grows, it's going to kind of push out more unproductive beliefs. Like my beliefs of blaming others or whatever. So the thank you practice is a super simple, but can be a super profound practice that helps us reprogram or upgrade our subconscious minds. And I should mention the conscious mind, the surface of the lake, when we're feeling relaxed and clear, the surface of the lake is calm, right? It's like glass. But if I'm upset, if I'm full of anxiety, the surface of the lake is like choppy, like there's a storm. And if I'm feeling depressed, the surface of the lake is murky. And that leads me to talk about this sun that's shining on the lake all the time. And that could be seen as the supraconscious mind. Or for those who are spiritually inclined, you could think of that as the God mind. And the idea is if we can consciously take our conscious mind and relax it, we can find balance in our conscious mind. Like I said before, finding moments of stillness, not overanalyzing, finding moments of stillness throughout the day, then the conscious mind is clear. It allows the supraconscious mind's sun, the rays, to actually penetrate into the conscious mind and into the subconscious mind, helping to beautify the mind, actually. So there's that aspect of the mind as well, if you're spiritually inclined, to. So the idea is we need to work with our conscious mind and we have to work with our subconscious mind if we're really going to create, profound change in how we're feeling and in our behaviors, in our thoughts.
To become more involved in the Heart Mind Center, join our community and explore our membership options.
Also, check out our podcast, Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio.